Hey guys, no video today, just audio. This is Talk Time with Rex. I'm Rex. Today we're going to be talking about all of the riots happening. This is a very important topic. Something that I've noticed is a lot of people have been complaining or have been championing looting. So first I'm going to discuss looting and my opinions on it. Looting stores, in my opinion, is not beneficial to the protest. Stealing from Target an Xbox, a TV, shoes, makeup, whatever, is not conductive nor productive, nor does it give a positive perception of the protest and why the protest is occurring. That is why the people who are preventing these protesters from looting these stores should be commended. I have seen several members of the protests preventing other members of the protest from looting, and that is good, because those looters are exploiting a tragedy. They are not real, just like that guy with the umbrella trying to set fire to AutoZone was not real. Although it cannot be proven, he was likely an instigator, someone who was planted there to cause chaos. But we cannot deny that there are real people out there who are not plants, who are causing chaos, who are looting, who are setting places on fire. This should not be happening. While I have no issue nor qualms with someone setting fire to a police vehicle or to a precinct so long as there are not people inside, I do not support looting nor setting ablaze local businesses. Now, I have heard the argument, and I understand the argument, though I don't agree with it, that looting a store is something which people complain about. But looting the treasury, like we have recently to bail out big businesses, is not complained about enough and not talked about enough. The powerful in the world loot the people on a regular basis, so therefore it is okay to loot their businesses. I understand this topic of debate. I understand that side of the debate. What I don't agree with about that side of the debate is, even though the CEO of Target may be making millions of dollars a minute while his worker makes less than 13 an hour, those people will no longer have jobs left. That store is being eliminated, and there is no one to go back to that store to work, which is not helpful for those workers. All of those products made by workers somewhere else are now being stolen, which means that those workers who already made a terrible wage won't be receiving a wage for those products because they were destroyed or looted from. These workers, what will they come back to? A destroyed store with nothing in it. Do you think that these big companies are going to put through and put forward the time and effort to fix them up? Not likely. This is hurting workers in the long run, and it is hurting the perception of the protesters. As for the death of George Floyd, the police officer, whose name I'm not going to mention, he was following procedure. That does not mean that I support procedure. Cops routinely and are trained to put their knee into the back of somebody's neck in order to prevent them from moving. If you control the head, if you control the neck, you control the body. You prevent them from being able to wiggle around and escape. Regardless of whether you agree with the practice, it is something they are trained to do. This man did it for far too long, But the argument saying that he shouldn't have had his neck, or he shouldn't have had his knee in his neck, the argument for that is, if every time a perp said, "Stop, I can't breathe," and then the officer, releases his grip of the person, the perp could easily use that to his advantage to escape, to hurt the officer, people in the area. And so that's the issue, is you have cops now who aren't able to fulfill their duty because they're too afraid that they will be claimed of using overt force. So everyone here is in a pickle. I'm not defending the police. I'm not a fan of the police. I've had far more negative encounters with them than positive. But the response that people have had to that interaction has both been either under-exaggerated or over-exaggerated. This is a power struggle between the police and the structure that they defend and its victims. We focus on this case in particular because George Floyd was a black man. If he was a white man, no one would be protesting right now. We all know this to be true. And it's because of historic oppression and our perceived accounts of it continuing to this day. Although I can't honestly say that this was solely done because of racial prejudice. Imperfect structures and power struggles are definitely to play and are definitely the cause of this death. But I don't know if it's particularly because of racism that he did that. Cops do that to a bunch of different people, regardless. And I think that it was just a tragedy that happened with George Floyd, and that it happened to be he was black. And now they have used this to shout epithets towards killing the white folks, as people have said. That is not the answer. And that makes them just as bad as the cop or the racist person who wants black people to be killed. It's no different. For the protesters who are telling white people to get out of their space, that is not helpful. By telling people not to protest with you because it is not their place, let black people have their moment to protest. That's very, very stupid and very unhelpful. You're not going to have a lot of sympathy if you tell other people protesting with you not to protest with you because they're not black. For the people who are complaining that some people are using this as a populist uprising, why are you complaining about that? This is not a populist uprising. Let's just get that straight. This is a group of people who are lashing out against injustice or perceived injustice. This is not a solution to a problem. It is merely a consequence of years of issue and struggle. No one is going to come out of this the better. It's just not going to happen. But there are many people who are actually getting frustrated that there are other people coming into this protest trying to expand what the protest is about. There are actually people complaining about it. Protests never stay on just one issue. And this issue is not isolated. It is something which is a culmination of a bunch of different issues. If someone is frustrated with the oppression of minority communities, you have to add the fact that a lot of these people in these low-income minority communities do not have economic rights. that they do not have health care, that they do not have greater economic and educational opportunities. If you don't complain about those things, and if you don't add that to your protest, what are you protesting? So getting mad at those who are adding those things is not separating this as no longer being a black issue, because all of those things are a part of that. I'm not really sure what else to say. There are so many things that I have said to myself and to others, but I don't remember them because there's just so much to talk about. I'll probably have to live stream something while watching a video to be able to give my every single opinion. But thank you for listening. And if I remember anything, I'll make another video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you next time. Peace out.